Hello everyone. Welcome to those who haven't been here before. Welcome back to those who have watched before. Thanks for coming again. My name is Leah Langley, and the Grammys were last night. The Grammys, honestly, 2025 were one of the best Grammys I've seen in quite some time. So I wanted to do a recap video on it, talk about all the good things. So let's just jump right in. The top artist with the total wins was Kendrick Lamar with 5, followed by Sierra Ferrell with 4, Beyonce, Charli XCX, and St. Vincent with 3, John Batiste, Sabrina Carpenter, Gustavo Dudamel, Samara Joy, and CeCe Winans with 2 each. I feel like some people don't realize or they forget something that the Grammys, the main show, which was almost 4 hours long, only presents 9 awards. The pre-show before is where you get most of the awards. But we're going to be talking about the main show and some of just big moments from the Grammys in general, records and things like that. So to start things off, the Best New Artist category, I feel like we haven't had a list of nominees like this, so good like this, in quite some time. Everyone performed, which I feel like is rare because usually in the Best New Artist category, it's, maybe half of them, general public usually knows maybe half of the people, but there's probably some people who are maybe more niche or if you're into a really specific genre or something like that. But this year I knew everybody except for one person, Krungbig out of Houston, which is a trio. And like I said, everyone performed, which was nice, because I feel like they were performed because everybody has had at least one hit that you probably have heard in the past year or two. The nominees there are Benson Boone, Sabrina Carpenter, Doechii, Khruangbin, Ray, Shabuzi, Teddy Swims, and Chappell Roan. So they did it in this kind of cool way where some people performed earlier in the night, but then the rest of them performed, Sabrina and Chappell performed earlier in the night, but the rest of them performed kind of in a direct row. Khruangbin did it kind of as the commercial break was coming back, and then the other 5, Trevor Noah, went to their tables. They're all together, essentially. And they all went up there and performed their own thing. It was so great. Some of my favorite performances of the night came out of that slate. And Chappell Roan ended up winning the Grammy, which was great. She's had a great year. Her album, the Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess, was just phenomenal. And this actually marks the 8th consecutive year that there's been a female solo artist to win in the category, it tops the 7-year winning streak that was extended from 1997 to 2003. So there's been some great winners the past couple years. We've had Victoria Monet last year, who presented it to Chappell. We had Olivia Rodrigo, we had Dua Lipa, we had Billie Eilish, and some other just great winners of the past few years. But the Best New Artist category, I didn't know who was going to win this one. Like I said, everyone on this list really has had such an exceptional year. So I really could have been for anybody. But I'm happy Chappell got it. I feel like it was her only Grammy of the night, but I feel like she really had an exceptional year. So kind of going right into that in terms of some of my favorite performances. Sabrina Carpenter gave a great performance. She was early on in the show. That was really, really great. Doechii gave a great performance in that slate of Best New Artist performances. It was just so sick. I hadn't listened to Doechii's album until around November, I think, is my first listen to it. And ever since, I've been really just been on repeat. And I've been just following Doechii more and more. And she's just excellent. And then Ray, my South London girl, who took home a bunch of Brits last year, including Album of the Year. She gave an excellent performance singing Oscar-winning Tears. I remember I tweeted, there are a lot of singers, but there are a few vocalists, and Ray is a vocalist. She tore the house down. She was exceptional. She was the last one to sing in that slate of Best New Artist girlies and guys, and it was just really, really, really great. Really great night. Listen to all the performances. I've gone back and listened to each of them over the course of the morning and afternoon here. My other 2 favorite performances of the night were Cynthia Erivo. She was a part of the Quincy Jones tribute. She sang Fly Me to the Moon. It's a very nice jazzy set. I feel like a lot of people have been hearing of Cynthia Erivo just because of the Wicked thing. She's been getting more fame, which has been great. But I have been a fan of her singing for quite some time, and she's just an excellent singer, and people were up, cheering as she was doing it. She was just so good. And Herbie Hancock was doing the keys, so it was just a very nice little set. And then finally, my other favorite performance of the night was Billie Eilish. She was the second performer of the evening. She sang Birds of a Feather. Billie didn't win any Grammys yesterday, but when she was singing Birds of a Feather, I haven't listened to Birds of a Feather in a while. So as she was singing, it just got stuck in my head again, and I was just like, this song is so good. I've listened to it about 10 times this morning. because of that performance, and the song stuck in my head again. It's such a great one and a great performance. Really good stuff. All right, our next kind of thing we're going to talk about is the best pop vocal album. This was another category. I wasn't sure who was going to win this one because it's all full of past winners. Only newbies were Sabrina and Chapel. So Sabrina Carpenter ended up winning for Short and Sweet, which is an exceptional album. Another one I've listened to a bunch. I think in general, a bigger reason the Grammys were so good this year because the music was just so good this year and such a variety and so many hits, really just like hits everywhere. But Short and Sweet got it. She was up against Billie Eilish's Hit Me Hard and Soft. She's won the category before. Ariana Grande for Eternal Sunshine, who's won the category before, who she should have been nominated for Album of the Year, I believe, but unfortunately didn't get it this year. Taylor Swift for Tortured Poets Department, and then Chaperone for Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess. So just like a stacked up category, as it usually is for Best Pop Vocal Album. So I was happy to see Sabrina get the win, her second one of the evening. She also won for performance for Espresso, pop performance. All right, next up is Best Rap Album. So this is my girl Doechii won for Alligator Bites Never Heal. Another just exciting, I think most people in the room felt like it was going to happen. Cardi B actually presented the award to her, and that's important because Doechii and Cardi B are the only female solo artists to win Best Rap Album. Doechii went up there and was talking about it a little bit, how it's been since 1989, but she also mentioned how Lauryn Hill also has won the award, but she won it as a part of Fugees for The Score in 1997. I think a lot of people hear Lauryn Hill and they immediately think it's for Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. That album actually won Best R&B Album, not Best Rap Album. So 3 women in total have won the award, and 2 solo artists have won the award. So Cardi got it for Invasion of Privacy a couple years back, and then Doechii for Alligator Bites Never Heal. Great. And then she followed up with that sick performance. They panned to the crowd after her performance, and people were just like, Billie Eilish was just like, she was saying like, oh my God. And then SZA they're all part of the same label, TDE, Top Dog Entertainment. SZA was cheering, and people were just like going crazy. So I'm so happy for Doechii. She's just incredible. She gave a great speech as well, talking specifically to Black women about, be who you are. If people tell you you're loud or you're annoying or you're whatever, just be who you are and keep pushing forward. I'd recommend you watching that little bit of the speech if you can. Really great. I'm so happy for her, and I'm happy to continue to follow her success. Let's get into some of the bigger awards of the night. Actually, before we even get there, I want to talk about some history that Beyonce made in terms of country categories for Cowboy Carter and things like that. She was the most nominated artist last night with 11 nominations. She won her first country Grammy earlier in the evening in the pre-show for Best Country Duo / Group Performance, which was for Two Most Wanted with Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus actually came out later and presented Record of the Year, and she was like, Beyonce, we won! So it was very sweet and cute going on there. But Beyonce, with that win, Beyonce is the first Black woman to win a country Grammy in over 50 years, which is just crazy to say. Over 50 years, the first Black woman to win a country category. Mad. And also, later in the night, during the main show, she won Best Country Album. Taylor Swift presented that award, which was nice, I think, because Taylor started in country and then, went officially pop in 1989, which is a great album. But Beyonce won that award, which made her the first Black artist to win Best Country Album at the Grammys. Not Black woman, not Black man, just Black artist. So incredible. When she announced it, she had just arrived to the show, and she went like, she was like not expecting it at all. She went up on stage and said she was not expecting it. She was so shocked and so happy and things like that. She also, when she went up there, spoke about how she feels like genres are something that people kind of do to kind of put people in boxes or just kind of, that kind of thing. So she was saying, I encourage artists to, go out there and do what you're passionate about, do what you love. So a very nice message, which works with Cowboy Carter, which was such an excellent record. I also want to say one more thing with the kind of country of it all. I really was hoping Shabuzi would get a Grammy. He didn't win anything last night for a bar song Tipsy, which has been on the top of the charts for so long. I thought he was going to win Best Country Song. He ended up losing to Casey Musgraves. Her album Deep Royal is incredible, but I just wanted to make that note. I was sad for Shabuzi. He didn't win any CMAs either, which I also was sad about. But anyway. All right, moving on to the big final 3 awards of the evening. Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Album of the Year. So Record and Song of the Year went to Kendrick Lamar for Not Like Us. Kendrick actually swept the categories for Not Like Us. He had 5 Grammy wins. Again, he was the top winning artist yesterday. He broke the record for a rap song with the most wins. This is the first diss track to ever win Best Rap Song. He won for Record and Song of the Year, Best Rap Song, Best Rap Performance, and also Best Music Video. This is also the second ever rap song to win Record or Song of the Year, following Childish Gambino's This Is America from 2019. So a really great night for Kendrick. Some people were noting how Kendrick, he now is, I believe he has 22 Grammys in total. He is now the 3rd rapper with the most Grammys. He won 5 last night. Some people were saying, oh, Drake has won 5 in his whole career, which was kind of Not Like Us is about Drake if you didn't know. So that was interesting. When Kendrick went up to accept Record of the Year, the song was playing, and as he was going up, the A minor part came on, and the whole crowd, you could hear clearly on the broadcast, was like A minor, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like wow. So that was crazy. And what's even crazier about all this is the Super Bowl is on Sunday, and Kendrick Lamar is the halftime performer, so we're gonna hear this song some more and some more things from him. It's really just gonna be, it's been quite the year for Kendrick. I was so excited to see him win. Some people are noting Black History Month, we're getting some wins here. We're really happy with that. Incredible for Kendrick, really happy. And look forward to seeing him at the Super Bowl and tour and all those things. I want to just note with Record and Song of the Year, as usually every year, I never really know who this is going to go to. The category is so stacked, and this year is no exception. So for the Record of the Year nominees, we had Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar, 360, Charlie XCX, Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish, Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter, Fortnite, Taylor Swift, featuring Post Malone, Good Luck Babe, Chaperone, Now and Then, The Beatles, and Texas Hold'em, Beyonce. So really stacked. And then Song of the Year was no exception. Most of those same songs were over here. We had Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. We had a bar song, Tipsy, Shabuzi, Birds of a Feather, Billy, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Die With a Smile, Fortnite, Taylor Swift, and Post Malone, Good Luck Babe, Chaperone, Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter, and Texas Hold'em, Beyonce. So good list of people. Kendrick came out on top, so we're happy for Kendrick. All right, let's move to Album of the Year now. Let me just jump first with the nominees before I even say anything else. The nominees were Cowboy Carter by Beyonce, Brat, Charlie XCX, Jessie Volume 4, Hit Me Hard and Soft, Billie Eilish, Andre 3000's New Blue Sun, The Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess, Chaperone, Short and Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter, Torture Poets Apartment, Taylor Swift. Now, it's been, I try to listen to all the Album of the Year nominees every year. This is the first year in a little bit that I haven't listened to all of them. The reason I started to try to listen to all of them is because I remember when Beck won Album of the Year over Beyonce, which we're going to talk about this in a little bit, over Beyonce. I didn't know who he was. He won for Morning Phase, and I remember I went to listen to his album a couple weeks later. It's a great album, you know, and I remember I kind of stopped doing that for a little bit. And then when Casey Musgraves won for Golden Hour, I didn't know who she was. I hadn't heard the album before, and I listened to the album, and I was like, this is great. And I still listen to Morning by Beck pretty much every morning. It's like my alarm, and I listen to Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves all the time still. So I try to listen to all the albums. Like I said, this is the first year in a bit I haven't. I will get to Jessie Volume 4 by Jacob Collier at some point, hopefully soon. And I have listened to Andre 3000's album, and I have listened to Taylor Swift's album. But everybody else, I mean, I know of them, things like that, so that's good, that's fine. Whereas some other people who I had never heard of before are up there winning maybe, and I'm like, who is this person winning this award? So I wanted to kind of do better with that. So that's the Album of the Year nominees, and if you didn't know, Beyonce's Cowboy Carter won Album of the Year. As Essence said, delayed but not denied. They actually did this great post about Beyonce's Album of the Year, which I'm going to read it later, but I want to just talk about some things. If you didn't know, I guess I don't really talk about this that much, or I haven't. I am Beehive. You can see some of my Renaissance stuff right in the back, and I've been with Beyonce long before that. But I am Beehive down, and obviously I was rooting for Beyonce big time. I had a feeling, I felt like she was going to win. I kept seeing predictions of it. I was saying, I feel like this is going to be the year, actually. But I thought that many times before, and it hasn't happened. She's been nominated for Album of the Year 5 times and has lost 4 of those 5. But it finally happened. She lost for I Am Sasha Fierce. She lost to Taylor Swift's Fearless. Self-titled, or just Beyonce, she lost to Beck's Morning Phase. Lemonade, she lost to Adele's 25. Renaissance, she lost to Harry Styles' Harry's House. And then yesterday she finally won for Cowboy Carter. All those albums I listed before are all great albums, but I personally believe Beyonce should have Album of the Year. This should have been her 5th Album of the Year, especially some of these albums that really just push the culture. Even if you think about Beyonce, the self-titled album changed the way the music industry operates. All these visual albums she's been doing, all types of stuff. It's just been, she's just such a change maker and such a legend. I believe she should have had it by now. But I was happy to see her finally get it. She is the first Black woman to win Album of the Year since Lauryn Hill in 1999. Lauryn Hill won for Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which is my favorite album of all time, that album. And also Beyonce joins Natalie Cole, Whitney Houston, and Lauryn Hill, who all won in the 90s, as the only Black women to ever win Album of the Year at the Grammys, which is crazy that it's been that many people, that few people in all these years Black women who've won Album of the Year. So it was really great. I was sitting there while I was watching with my sister, who's also Beehive, and we were holding hands. We were just, I think both of us had feelings. I was the one who vocalized saying I think she's going to win, but I was kind of just like, I didn't want to get myself too psyched up. People, as they were tweeting last night, the Grammys are too good. Like, what's happening here? Something's going to go wrong. Or they're getting nervous. And that's how I was starting to feel. The Grammys still would have been great if she hadn't have won, but it would have been like a little bit of a sour ending. So I'm happy it didn't go that way. But my sister and I were sitting there watching, and we were just like so happy that it finally happened. She went up there, gave a nice little speech, and it was just lovely. I want to mention, like I said, what Essence put on Twitter last night and on Instagram, things like that. They said, "Delayed but not denied. For years, Beyonce has set the standard, shaped the culture, and redefined the art. Now, the recognition has finally caught up. This award is more than a trophy. It's about reclaiming what's been taken, whitewashed, and shut us out for far too long. So tonight, we don't just celebrate B, we celebrate every Black artist who should have heard, and the winner is on before now. So we celebrate, we uplift, and we say about damn time. Congratulations, Beyonce, Album of the Year winner." I think with this specifically, for her winning for this award, and specifically with the line in terms of being shut out, things like that, I think in terms of the country space, there's been so much discussion. She didn't get any CMA nominations. So many things people were talking about her doing country and acting like she doesn't want to do country. She's a woman from Texas. I even saw a stat saying about Miley and Beyonce's win. They're the first duo to win their country duo award to not be in the country space, essentially, or normally. And I was like, Miley's from Tennessee, isn't she? And Beyonce's from Texas. What do you mean country space? They grew up on country music. So there's been that whole thing. And just in general, it's just been excellent that this has been what we've seen. So yeah, I was just so pleased to see that finally happened. It's been nice. We've watched her all these years. She's lost Album of the Year, and seeing of course take it with grace and with stride. But I was just so happy that it's come now, and even more exciting news as well. She has announced her tour. She announced it basically at midnight on Grammys morning, and then has announced the dates this morning. So we're going out on tour again. But yeah, so that was obviously the sweetest thing of the night. But the whole night in general was just so excellent. If you missed the Grammys, you missed a good one. Speaking of tweets, which I should say, for all these award shows, I'm on my Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter if you want to see what I'm saying on these award shows. We have the Oscars coming up, the BAFTAs, the Brits, the Critics' Choice Awards, all these things going on. But on Twitter, it was really funny last night. Some of the things someone said, the Grammys were too good this year. One last pup cup before we get put down, which really made me laugh because, again, people were nervous. Why is it so good right now? Something's going to go wrong, or what's coming this week for us? We don't know. But I'm happy we had a really good night last night, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest that music has for us this coming year. So yeah, tell me your thoughts on the winners, on the losers last night, the performances. Were there any music that hasn't been nominated that you think should have been nominated? I want to hear your recommendations and your thoughts on just the Grammys in general. Like I said, this was a really great night, I feel like, and I hopefully we continue to have good Grammy nights. Sometimes they're up and down, but we will see. Like I said, follow me on Twitter if you want to see my other thoughts on, as I live tweet these award shows. Like I said, we have some film type ones coming up, so if you're into that, follow along. But thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video, and yeah, go music.